and there will be Jack. Or somebody. Where is this being filmed? I thought we were in the theatre. Put the volume up.
Yeah. You're on mute.
Show.
To draw your chin, please. This out the way. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll just put in the
Okay, so let's mute ourselves.
Welcome, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome. Today we are coming together on the same journey to the last theatre that's still open on this earth. Your imagination. Now we encourage you to experience this lying on the floor with your headphones on and a piece of paper or something to write or draw with beside you, all of which you may have already prepared. The most essential part, though, is that you have your headphones on and a nice comfortable space to lie down to enjoy the next 30 minutes. So, find yourself in a comfortable space. I invite you to lie down on the surface that you've prepared. And now just take a moment to feel the weight of your body on the floor and to familiarize yourself with the sensation of your breath coming in and out in waves. Allow your breath to fall into whatever pace it desires. There are no clocks. No minutes. The only time is your breath. And wherever you are in the world, we'll now take a single breath to come together. Breathing in. And exhale. The head is made up of 29 bones. 8 bones form the cranium. 14 bones make up the face. We tend to imagine bones as hard and inert, but all bones, including the skull, are alive and changing. Allow your breath to drop in at whatever pace the body desires. Let the hearing deepen. Feel the air around the back of the skull. Let the bones of the skull soften and move apart like plates of the earth. Your skull is an empty theatre. As you breathe in, it fills with light. And as you breathe out, the red curtain rustles. Light shines through the empty space. The whole head is open. The whole head listens. When the music starts, a world unfold before you. You will see images. Follow them.
This is a dispatch from the last theater still open on this earth. Your imagination. Maybe like me, the brokenness of this world has got you down. I feel like I'm walking around carrying stones in my pocket too. I go into my bedroom and look at the four walls of my prison. I take off my coat and I put on that necklace of stones and I drag them all into bed. But you were born in a prison and you will die in a prison. So there's no need to be afraid of a prison. If you take your hand to where it's heavy, and tell yourself it's just stones, you slowly realize it's just stones. If you trace the back of your skull, you will find a door. Open it and cross over. I will meet you there. You'll see me, the lone horse, stamping in the graveyard. Dance with me. My children, our generation's summer of love was the time when the days finally got warmer and the trees began to blossom on empty streets. Empty save for our love songs and prayers, spirits spilling out from the windows behind our eyelids. The band is still playing. Before those days, we used to hold hands with strangers. Our naked lips used to kiss with butterfly wings. We used to gather in the hundreds and thousands to worship in places called churches and theaters, and played the kinds of songs that still lift our souls today, the songs that make wine peaceful, that made us want to make love to each other. I couldn't get enough of it. I waited for you right outside the tube station in Camden Town. When he arrived, there were tufts of gray hair on his shoulders. They had fallen like the days of the calendar. I said, "Don't worry. I don't need a gift from your long, hard days. If you can come home to me with your longing intact, that is more than enough. Where are you going? Where have you been?" That year, the magnolias bloomed in January. Spring is the cruelest season. The sky surfed. I don't want to know my mother and father. Untie me from the earth. Let me fly like a little balloon. I want to be another element altogether. My children, I won't repeat here the story of my life, because in another universe, it is always last summer. We are still on that mattress in the middle of the Atlantic, his head on my breast, the black curls of his hair between my fingers, the second hand of time pinning us together like a needle. And last winter, we didn't think we would make it either. The cold wind passed through our lungs like cheap whiskey. Wherever we went in the house, we couldn't get warm. I spent those long hours on the floor, naked skin against linoleum, counting my ribs, wondering if it would ever end. But just like a dream, the doves will return, and the women will change out of their mourning blacks. When the winter is past, you will see him walking home from over the hill, and the gray strands on his hair are just the morning dew. Arise, my darling, my beautiful one, but don't awaken love until it's time. How can I protect you from the evils that are to come? The plagues and sorrows and famines that you will have to overcome once I'm silent and buried in the ground. Even now I carry it everywhere with me, like a letter in my breast pocket. But no, my darling, nothing ever ends. It cycles on and on, through the ages. Behind the veil of winter, summer awaits you like a banquet, until you feast on it, until you go hungry again.
this picture. Ear eye. Left hand. A forefinger. My meat cleaver. My meat cleaver. My meat cleaver. But when I close my eyes and I dive to the light, I wake up somewhere near the left frame. I move around the room in this animal costume. It serves certainly familiar, means nothing to you. As a symbol to you. It means nothing to you. And these moments lead to moments.
I don't know what I'm gonna get him for Christmas yet. He's already got everything.
Doesn't need anything anymore.
Well, I haven't decided what I'm gonna get you yet. Get him for Christmas yet. He's already got everything.
Doesn't need anything anymore.
My memory has been failing.
I haven't decided what I'm gonna get you yet.
I seem to shudder and skip that night, but
What about me?
these are the things I do remember. You ordered me a Molotov cocktail. You wore black, but you were no longer sad. In fact, the straws we sucked from must have been some fountain of laughter. I can't even recall how I let you inside me. I don't know how you do it, but you seem to take away something with you, and in its place, you leave behind an ocean, because when you leave, everything is blue. The bed sheet is blue, and I can't quite recall you. Even my skin seems to lose its rosy hue, like the dying light, and I feel so blue.
Does it bother you? Walking around in circles.
I can't even remember your name or the way that you laugh, but I'll just call you Mr. Blue. For 9 months, I carried that ocean with me, and when it got dark, I would walk out to the shoreline of the city. Above me, perforations of Orion, canopy of palm tree, apartments stacked one on top of the other like shoe boxes, casting the shadows and motions of married couples, women cleaning out after dinner morsels, television screens, the ever-pretty blonde wife, the man of the house with his crisp laundered shirts and trousers and dollar bills. Their children are sweet and happy. And I thought to myself, it don't seem to go back to buy love at a market price. Maybe I should try. Maybe I should try to comb my hair and fix my smile. I'll take any kind of love if I can call it mine. Weave it into a home I can fit inside a shoebox. They don't notice me out here in my black colors, my cigarette smoke. It's been 7 years, Mr. Blue. Last night, I heard you rapping on the glass of my bedroom window. I let you in over the rose bushes. You don't look as happy as in the photographs. heavy head on my lap,
Walking around in circles.
the hurricane between your brows. Your last words, an apology for leaving the tear stains on my dress. And then I released you and your melancholy soul
Where are his mother, his father, all his uncles now?
back to the blue
That's what I always think.
ocean where you belong.
More of those old guys died. 50 of them frozen in one night.
What are those papers?
Have the dust returned. And at the very end, they sat in a circle and tried to make time stop and spoke about all the beautiful meals they had eaten. Last December, a raven flew over our house. My father spent 9 days in the hospital. We didn't think he would make it. But death could not pry him from this world. He had a mortgage to pay and promises to keep. When he came to, all he wanted to do was eat. He wanted everything. Oxtail with butter beans, steamed fish in bubbling oil, fatty slices of meat. His hospital bed, a feast of hands passing over plates. My mother waiting on him, hand and foot, taking away dishes just half eaten, tasting little crumbs off his table. In April, I heard the birds coming home again. But I painted your name on the door in red, and the raven flew over the neighboring boy's house instead. We didn't hear the funeral drums over there. There was the hissing of the oil, the radio blaring loud. Even now, I look at those still photographs in my mind, the same way the old masters painted still life. The sweet grains, the smooth, fatty linings. There is only the taste of metal in my mouth. In this promised land, there is no milk, no honey, no manna from heaven. But we have televisions, and our new shoes, and our dollar bills. In this promised land, there is no milk, no honey, no manna from heaven. In this promised land, there is no milk, no honey, no manna from heaven. We have televisions, and our new shoes, and our dollar bills. This promised land, there is no milk, no honey, no television. And at the very end, they sat in a circle and tried to make time stop. In an empty house where love and dignity once was, there lives pain. And you will build your little life between the crevices of the pains that you choose. Some pains are not yours, like the angry look on your father's face or the pistols under his bed. Not your mother's incessant worrying as she tightens the nooses on her corset. Other pains you must take up, for it belongs to the world, and the person carrying it has gone through a long and lonely road. Their hands are black and blistered. Other pains are necessary, like the ache on the soft insides of your arms for the warmth of another. And as you go deeper into the night, the path will smoothen under the soles of your shoes. There is no smell, no sensation, just the weight of the bags, big and small, and the pains you chose with your name on it. Consider an airplane full of sleeping people, all the dreamers flying towards their separate wishes, to weddings, holidays, family whose faces have started to blur, funerals. And all the centuries of human ingenuity have led us to the faith and physics of throwing our wishes up to the sky. Consider an airplane with its food in plastic containers, the neatly pressed blankets and uniforms. I guess perhaps an airplane is truly a hospital for all our separate aches. For the lover on the telephone, or home, or for a chance. When I was 5 years old, I was in an airplane too, bound for America, where my mother and father dreamed we would start a new life in a city that hadn't burned to the ground. And when I was 23 years old, I boarded that airplane homeward bound, and I followed that thread back to a hospital bed. The nurse asked me today if I had sensitive skin. Pointed down to my inner thighs, blushing crimson, like those sunsets you like. I guess, I said. If only the blood from my veins could turn into a poinsettia tree, and its garish bright red could drip into the veins of a sad, dying girl on a hospital bed in Damascus. If only my letters could reach you in the address of your loneliness. I'm saying, me too. And so, in this brave age of human drones and enlightenment and miracle medicine, we throw our wishes up to the sky. Separate airplanes coming home. My darling, in the deep, dark blue, I hope you are home. I hope the dim sparrow songs are lighting your way as you stumble with your keys. I hope across the dark hallway all your loved ones are in their beds. Your enemies are asleep too. Their knives are drying in the kitchen sink. The time is that mythical time when all the sad normals are asleep. The time is the freedom hour when your mother and father and their tired, angry fists are still. You can go wherever you want, be whomever you want. And when they tell you to know your place, you know your place is on the throne. I will be here when it all ends. The last theater on earth that you built with the threads of your imagination. You turn off the microphone and the lights and lock the door.
Keeping your eyes closed. Slowly, slowly make your way from horizontal to vertical, but take your time, keeping those eyes closed. And bring your hands, once you're sitting, up to your face and hold your face in your hands, keeping your eyes closed. And slowly open your eyes in your hands. And slowly, slowly move your hands away from your face. And look at those hands. Take in your hands, your mother's hands, your father's hands, your parents' hands, their parents' hands, your hands, and move them down slowly to the ground and touch the floor. Feeling the ground beneath you. And breathe in the ground. Thank you all so much for joining us on this journey into your imagination. We would now love to invite you to create the images that you saw on your journey, perhaps in a drawing, or in a few words, or a photograph. Together we are creating a gallery, a museum, curating the last theatre on earth. So take your time. Once you've done this, if you feel like you would like to respond to this invitation, we'd love to invite you to take a photo of what you've made and share this with us by sending your responses to the email navetheatre@gmail.com, which is going to pop up in the chat box. Please take as much time as you want now. Feel free to leave the space when you want. I think Sam has got something to say before signing off. But from us, thank you so much for coming to join us, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth and Jack. I don't want to interrupt the atmosphere you've built with that incredible restorative experience you've given us at this very, very strange time that we're living in. But just to say briefly from us at Naive Theatre Presents a Digital Lyceum, if anybody feels like they would like to show any extra appreciation to the artists tonight, I'll invite you to head towards the bar, which you'll find at digital-lyceum.com/bar, and you can buy the artists a drink to show your appreciation. For those that don't know, the Digital Lyceum is an experiment from us to try and bring together, support, and develop experiments in digital online work in lieu of anywhere to go and share these experiences in the flesh, and to try and connect audiences and artists over the discussions that they provoke. So if you would like to share the experience you've had with us or with the world, please do follow us on social medias and tweet about it, send it out to other people, send people along. There's a post-show discussion about this show tomorrow night around this time, straight after the show, on the same link. So if you've bought a ticket, you can just click the same link. If not, it'll be broadcast on the YouTube channel as this has been. So please do feel like you can come and join us for that. I'll let you into the space if you come on the Zoom, or you can just join in and watch it on the chat on the YouTube. But for those that would like to stay in this space and share anything on the chat, I'm going to mute myself and disappear. And I will monitor it, but I won't interrupt your experience anymore. Thank you very much for joining us. And yeah, please do show your appreciation for the artists. Head to the bar if you'd like to buy them a drink, or tell other people about this experience and send them along. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.